Hello, how are you today?
Yes, hi Holly. Fine, thank you.
Good, good. So where are you calling from?
Oh, you forget me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meet so many people all the time. So yeah, Khalid, you have a new picture. I didn't see your name.
Ah,
My
yes.
my computer has kind of gotten kind of weird, so I didn't see your name. So
Yeah,
Khalid, of
that's
course you're
right.
from Libya, right?
Okay, yes, right. Yeah. Yeah, so it's I updated my picture last night. So now it's within new picture, right?
Yeah. Are
Behind the
you?
IBM in the IBM office, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
It
was just
was
gonna ask you if that was a coffee shop, but it's the
no, no.
IBM.
Not a coffee shop. It's IBM head office in Washington D.C. It was last year. We had we
Wow.
had we had we had a cybersecurity threat mission in
Mm-hmm.
USA. So
Uh-huh.
it was there. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. That's right, because the cybersecurity is your expertise.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
all right. Do you think, I mean, are we really secure or are we not secure?
Uh, to be honest, there is no 100. Security, but it seems we are not secure at all.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, hello. Is it on Zaya?
Yes.
Hi. How are you?
How are you, teacher?
Very good. So, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Mongolia. I'm very happy.
Mongolia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're my
This is
first student
my
from
first
Mongolia.
class.
Well, welcome, welcome. That
Yeah.
Mongolia is on my bucket list. I want to go to
Okay.
Mongolia.
Yeah.
So,
Please welcome. My country is very adventurous
uh-huh. Okay,
and also a
awesome.
lot of historical events.
Awesome. Excellent. Sorry about this. Um,
Okay.
well, has the winter started in Mongolia?
Yes, summer, autumn is generally finished now. Is a temperature around 0 Celsius
Is it okay? Okay.
in
We
here. Yeah.
we
Yes,
had
very snowy.
uh-huh. We had point 0.4 point 0.4 last night, so we've just started winter as well, or winter conditions. So okay, and
Hmm.
Alejandra is from Colombia, and where Alejandra, how what's the weather like where you are right now?
Now it's very cold,
Uh
but
huh.
it's clear.
It's very cold. And
And
what is cold to you?
a call is almost phrase.
It's almost freezing. Oh wow. Okay. All right. And and then Francisco's from Chile. So, and then we have Araceli. Hi, Araceli.
Hello,
Hello.
good morning.
Morning. Morning. So we have a new student today, on Zaya from Mongolia. So welcome. And on Zaya we have Alejandra from Colombia, Araceli from
Okay.
Spain, then Francisco is from Chile, and then Khaled is from Libya. And then I am from the U.S. I'm from the state of Idaho. So that's one thing that's really cool about these classes, is you have people from all over the world. So I hope you enjoy your time with Verbling. So everybody welcome him.
Thanks.
So all right. So let's go ahead and get started. The topic we're going over today is on traveling by train. Um, so we're going to do train travel, and then if there's enough time, we will also do a discussion about travel. So bear with me a moment. Um, So we're going to start out with a basic question, and then we will go on to reading an article. So, traveling by train. Okay, so let's talk about this. Khalid, when did you last travel by train, and how was the journey?
You know, in Libya we don't have the railway, but when I traveled to outside Libya, I used the train. Like when I was in the last one, I think I remember in Turkey.
Okay.
Yes, in Turkey, I used for inside the city metro or.
Yeah. The subway. Okay.
Subway, yes.
Yeah. All right. And so but Libya does not have a train.
No, not all. The public transportation in Libya is very, very poor. There's no public transportation in Libya at all.
Okay, so there's no buses either, or
either buses. No, we have something is small buses. Private buses, not belong to the public, and also all of I mean the transportation here. If you have your car or the foreign use the taxi.
Okay.
The problem here is maybe every family have 4 or 5 cars, so everyone maybe has own cars. That's why. Okay. So the traffic is I mean. Especially in Tripoli.
Okay.
Yes.
So pretty much everybody drives or they walk.
Yes, yes. They have their own cars. Yeah. Above 18, it should have the car in Libya.
Wow. Okay.
Almost, yeah.
That's actually quite similar to the U.S. Unless you include the small towns. I mean the large cities. If it's like in the U.S., it's like we have 2 different countries. We have the large cities or the urban areas where there's subways and very good public transportation, and then you have the countryside or the rural areas where what Khalid just described sounds just like my country. We don't have public transportation. Everybody drives and.
Yeah, that's why when I mean was in USA, if you compare USA with Europe, the public transportation is not like Europe. It's a lot of people maybe they have their own cars, and I didn't see a lot of buses and. Even the subway, maybe not like UK and other countries in Europe, right?
Yeah. Well, I think in the bigger cities it is, but yeah, I would agree. So, Francisco, how about in Chile, or how about your situation? When did you last travel by train, and how was the journey?
Train, it's just train or subway too?
Subway or train, yeah.
Yes. We have subways in the city. I take all weeks.
So you take it a lot?
Yes.
Okay. And do you ever take the intercity trains?
No, here don't work the intercity train. Don't have any train now.
Okay, so there's not a lot of trains between towns, between cities. Okay. All right, so you do take subways, though, in your town. Okay. All right, yes. Thank you. And Araceli, how about you? When did you last travel by train, and how was the journey?
Well, by subway, a few weeks ago, I had to go to the hospital, which is in the center of the city. So every time I have to go there, I use the subway. I don't usually get the subway to go to work, but every time I have to go to the downtown, I use it. And really, I haven't traveled by train in Spain for long distance train, I mean, for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, there is a train that connects Madrid and Valencia, and
Uh-huh.
I travel to Valencia very often, well, very often to see my family there. So this train is like, it's called AVE, it's like a very fast train.
Uh-huh.
It takes you about 3 hours or four by car to get from Madrid to Valencia, but instead, if you use this train, it's like an hour and a half or something like that. So, for
Wow.
example, yes, my husband takes it when he
Mm-hmm.
travels alone. For example, I go with the kids and maybe he's coming later, and
Mm-hmm.
if he's traveling alone, he will catch the train, but it's really expensive. That's the reason why I use the car when I travel with my kids, because there are three of us, and it would be really very expensive to pay for three tickets. It's much
Yeah.
cheaper gasoline, but
Uh-huh.
it's quite comfortable and fast, this train.
Uh-huh. And that's probably called an express train, my guess, in
Well,
English.
here it's called AVE, that is, it means like high velocity, high speed train.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I remember
Express, we called express train, I think.
yeah.
Express train.
Yeah, express is a lot of the faster trains, but sometimes they have other names. Like for example, for subways in London they call it the tube, and you know every city has a different name for the subway
Tube
system.
or they call tube or
Underground.
underground, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
But in USA, subway, right?
subway, but for example, in San Francisco, they call their subway system BART. So many cities will have a specific name for their subway system. So in Portland, Oregon, they have a train network. It's not very good, but they have a train network, and they call it the Metro.
We call metro the subway here in Madrid.
You call it
Subway
Metro.
called metro. Yes, the
Yeah.
subway.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually the metro. Metro for the inside within the city. Like in Turkey, they say the metro also. The
Yeah.
subway or the.
Yeah, I just remembered it wasn't Metro. In Portland, Oregon, they call it TriMet. It's TriMet, which is their bus and their train system. It's called TriMet. So and then in San Francisco they call it BART. Francisco. So yeah. ART, and I think it's Bay Area Rapid Transit, something like that. So, all right. So on Zaya, tell us about your experience traveling. The last time you traveled by train, how was the journey, and what it's like in Mongolia? Do you have trains or?
Okay. So of course, Mongolia is located in between China and Russia, and one big express train is from Moscow to Beijing, but Beijing, Mongolia, and China, and so also we have a domestic trains. About me, so in July, on a national holiday, I visited my friends, and I used to buy train. So it is generally middle speed and not luxury, but buy food, something like that.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay, so
And
it wasn't
I'm
luxury.
not often used in a train, and in Mongolia bus is more popular, but our capital city is planning to build a metro in between next 5 years maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until is the no metro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. All right. Yeah, so hopefully maybe I can get there after the metro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mongolia is totally one of the countries I've always wanted to travel to. I've seen the pictures of the snow, and I'm like, oh, that looks so awesome. So, okay, Alejandra, how about in Colombia?
Okay, here
So
in
when did you
Colombia,
last travel by train, and how about does Colombia have a good train system?
yes, but not here in Colombia. There is a train, but it's a cultural. It's for it's for visitors. For yes, no. Okay, the train only has a ride short around the village. Yes, no, it's a transportation. But here in Medellin, there is a metro, yes, a subway,
Uh-huh.
and it's very popular. And yes, it's the most okay, the most popular and the most I don't know the word. Okay, all people prefer the subway that the another transportation, yes, because it's
Okay.
massive.
And because it's very popular.
Yes, and it's very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
yes, and that subway is from the south to the north of the city. It's, it's across all the city.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. No, so it's interesting. Bogota doesn't have a subway, but your town does, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay. Um, and Natalie, remind me, you are from Russia?
No, from Colombia.
Colombia. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
can you add to what Alejandro just said about Colombia, and also tell us when you traveled last by train? No,
Uh,
you live in the
um,
UK, right?
yes, I'm living in London right now.
I do remember that at least.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, Alejandra said everything. We just have a train is in Medellin, and
Uh-huh.
in Bogota doesn't have train.
Huh?
Um, Actually, we are not really good at this kind of transportation. We need to improve that part.
Mhm.
But it's more because Colombia has a lot of mountain. Is a really really how you say rural and countryside
Uh-huh.
country. So
Yeah.
it's really difficult make the connection between city and city to have
Mhm.
that kind of environment and kind of transport. You know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Basically, it's because it's really expensive and difficult. We have another kind of problem right now to work than transport.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Um, and when was the last time you traveled by train?
Yes. So the activity was crazy, because it was a rush hour. So
It was Russia.
yeah,
A
no
rush
rush
hour.
hour. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
rush hour. So it was horrible because here at 6 p.m. is the time everyone is going home.
Uh-huh.
So was I don't like it, but I had to do it because we had dinner, so we had to go to the center of the town. So
Mhm. Okay.
I normally use just bus because I can't stand to be in the queue. It's crowded
Okay.
all the time.
Yeah. Mhm. I mean, being from a part of the U.S. that does not have a lot of public transportation, when I first traveled to London, I thought it was so awesome. Oh, this is so neat. But I
Yeah,
can see where it could get tired.
they're really punctual, the trains are over there. You don't have to wait a lot of time, so it's a good thing. But in
Mhm.
rush hour, I just don't recommend anyone go there. I just can't tell you go there at that time. You can go between, I don't know, between 9 a.m. and 4 or 5 p.m. Is really quiet. It's all the time moving, so you don't have problem with time. But in the morning and at night, that time, it's just crazy. So just avoid to go to the, I don't know, Green Park or Victoria or wherever you're going into the center. Don't go there.
Okay.
Go. No, even by bus, it's horrible. At the hour.
Well, I was in London on July 7, 2005. Does anybody remember what happened on that day? Anybody remember?
No one.
That is the day that the subways got bombed.
Oh.
It wasn't 2005?
Yeah. It was July 7, 2005, and I had flown into London to pick up my niece, who was 16 years old, and I had a friend with me who couldn't speak any English, so it was a very interesting day, and we were heading to the subway, and we ended up getting behind schedule, and because of that, when we got to the subway, they closed the doors. But if we would have actually followed the plan, the schedule that we had planned, we would have been transferring in the subway station where the bomb went off.
So you are very lucky.
We were. I mean, I felt.
You were very lucky.
I felt very lucky. Like there was, because we just had two things that happened, and it was like, oh, my schedule's off, and so forth, and so we just ended up taking a taxi to the airport and flying back home because we were going to do that anyway. So, but anyway, so that's been my experience of the London subway system. So anyway,
for my experience with the London subway, I was in London in 2012 when the Olympic that time I think the Olympic game started. So it was really very very jam and. But it's okay.
Very busy. Yeah, they have a very good system. I really like it. It's just an interesting what I had to experience. So anyway, let's go ahead and read this article about traveling by trains. Let's start with Alejandra. Can you read the first paragraph out loud?
Okay. George Meyer has traveled to some very distant parts of the world on holiday. However, for George, it is the journey that is most important, rather than the actual destination. It's all about how we travel, he explains, and this is why I will always choose the train over an airplane.
Okay, thank you very much. And remember, in English, the J is just a little bit different, so it's journey. Journey.
Sorry, journey.
So, journey. Yeah. All right, and Anhazaya, could you read the second paragraph?
Despite the hectic pace of life in the 21st century, there are surprisingly large number of train aficionados. Sarah Smith speaks for many when she talks about merits of journeys by rail. You are not just looking at the clothes, she says, or pretending that you are enjoying the barely audible in flight move. Right?
Movie. Okay.
Yes.
So
movie.
this word. Okay. Despite the hectic pace of life in the 21st century, there are surprisingly large number of train aficionados.
Aficionados. Okay.
I believe, is that borrowed from Spanish?
Okay, I never seen that kind of word.
Yeah. So aficionados. Does anybody know what that means?
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's I
Araceli?
don't know the word in English. It's like, do you know it, Natalie? The
Fans.
fans, yes.
Yeah, fans.
It's borrowed from French. Okay, so aficionado
Fans.
is
Yeah, it's
It mean very like
my
or
yeah,
or
fans
people
or
who love another people. You know, it's just
yeah,
I don't know how can I write that.
fans.
Yes, they are keen on.
They're yeah, keen on is very good. Keen on train travel. So if you're a train aficionado, not only are you a fan and you like train travel, you know it very well. So if you're aficionado, it's used sometimes, but usually not a lot in conversation. Some people might choose to use it. I personally do not use that word, so, but I do understand it. So, okay. Are there any other words in the first two paragraphs that you guys do not know?
So about merit, right? Merits of journeys. What mean?
Merits. Okay.
Merits.
Merits are the good things. The positives of Journey by Rail. So he talks about the pros, the positives, the good things of train travel.
Generally means advantages of journeys by rail, right? No.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Okay. All right. Any other words? Anybody? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Araceli, can you read that paragraph?
Yes. One reason for the growth in longer journeys by rail is the increase in blanket airports. Passengers taking international trains do not need to arrive hours in advance or put up with various indignities at the security check. Even in business and first class, many people find it difficult to blank on a plane as they endure turbulence, cramped conditions, and unappetizing food at 3,000 feet.
30,000 feet. Okay. So the first blank, does anybody know what that one would be? An increase in
security.
Okay, and the second blank. Many people find it difficult. Relax. Okay, let's look at some of these words. Various indignities. Does anybody know what indignities is?
Yes, I think it refers to the situation when you are asked to leave all your personal belongings and maybe you have to be barefoot or to pass the security control.
So you have to take your shoes off. You have to have somebody, touch you. Those kind of things. Yeah, those are.
It's boring for you. You feeling that somebody maybe. It's not good for us, but we should do it. We should follow the rules. Yeah.
Exactly. We all understand it, but we all hate it. But I would be nervous if we didn't have it. And I feel like when I flew out of Bogota, we went through security checkpoints at least 3 times, and I felt so safe.
Yeah. We understand, because without this security measure, so our life maybe would be more trouble.
Our life would be. Yeah, but we still have to still have to deal with it though. Okay, so endure turbulence, cramped conditions, and unappetizing food at 30,000 feet. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think a cramped, the place is not enough for people. There is no space, and the food is not delicious or not good.
Yeah. Has anybody ever had good airplane food?
For me, yes.
No, but I think it's not good. But the worst thing was when it disappeared, because during the flight you have, well, it's boring, and maybe you can have the food and get entertained with that, but it helps to relax. But the moment the low cost companies appear and they were not offering food at all, because for short flights for an hour or two, you don't need to have food. But I think it was worse because you don't have that thing that, oh, they are, it makes you more, uh, you're not, you're relaxing and having the food, but the food itself, it's horrible for me.
Yeah.
I think it's dependent. And, yeah, I really agree. But in the short trip, but for the long journey, I mean, I remember last year when we were traveled to USA. We took I think we take 14 hours from Germany, from Frankfurt to Washington D.C. But that time, we were in business class, so the food is very very good, and I think we had good relaxing.
Yeah. It might, on an international trip, it might matter what class you're on. I got it was a free upgrade. It wasn't to first class, but it was called Economy Extra. So there's economy extra, business, and then first class. And I was in Economy Extra, and and it was between, I think, Copenhagen and Chicago or something like that. And I was very surprised how nice it was. I was like, oh, this is great. So, but all right, let's go to the next paragraph. Francisco, can you read that?
Yes. For passengers with more time and money to spare, train travel can be the ultimate in luxury. On the Oriental Express, passengers enjoy vintage cabins with fine dining and afternoon tea. As they are whisked from London to Venice, passengers are pampered from the moment they step on board by attentive yet discreet steward.
Okay, so remember not to swallow the ending. So passengers are pampered from the moment.
Okay.
And whisked. This one is whisked. So it's a T. It's a K-T sound.
Okay.
Whisked. Okay. Are there any words on here that you guys do not know?
Whisked.
Whisked. Whisked.
And pampered. Yeah.
And pampered? Okay.
Yeah.
Whisked is when you are moved to move somebody quickly. So that's what whisked is. And pampered is to take care of somebody very very luxuriously.
Like a baby when you take
we pamper a baby. Maybe the families will pamper their mothers on Mother's Day and their fathers on Father's Day.
Okay.
And does everybody know the word discreet?
Discreet.
It means that these stewards are attentive with you, but they are not. They are respecting your personal life or space.
Yeah, they protect your. They respect your privacy. Yeah. So, discreet stewards. That's good. That's good in some respects. Okay. All right. Next paragraph. Khalid, could you read that one?
Okay. From where I should start. Passengers. George Marlin is already planning his next journey, following the dump by train. I thought the trip will take 3 days. George would not consider any other kind of journey.
Okay, the Danube Bay. Where is that? Does anybody know? I want to quickly.
Vienna or Austria.
So Danube. Okay, I just Googled it. It says Danube River Cruise.
Maybe Austria.
Okay, let's make this bigger. Danube River Cruises.
Yes.
But
Is
where
that
is
what
it?
I said?
Viking
Yes.
River Cruises.
Europe, in Europe, but to be honest.
But I know I'm like I've heard this before. I don't. Okay, but I can't remember how to pronounce it. Is it in the UK, Natalie?
I think it's in Vienna.
It's in Vienna, in Austria.
I think
Okay,
it's, I'm not sure, but I think it's in Vienna, not in here.
Okay. Let's ask the question. I guess that's a mistake. I didn't.
Where Danube? You should say where where's the Danube?
Where is the Danube?
Yeah, it's the first one.
You know, sometimes in Google you should have good skills.
Yeah, definitely.
It said that it's the second longest European river. Flows from southwest.
The second one, ask.com. Yeah, ask.com.
And so it's Central and Eastern Europe, the EU's longest and the continent's second longest.
Yeah, the second longest. Yeah.
I'd want to go on a cruise, not on a train trip. So, okay. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so how about the rest of you guys? Would you guys like to travel, do train travels like this?
Long journey? No.
No.
I would like, but I didn't do it before.
If I traveling with my friends, I will try this long journey.
So you would with your friends.
Yeah. If I go to alone, it's very lonely, right?
Yeah.
For me, I would like to travel long journey with my wife and my children. We in next Friday I will be in Turkey. So maybe I will use the train for to maybe travel from Istanbul to another city. I will plan for this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I've had dreams of going from Moscow over the Trans-Siberian Highway or railway through Mongolia and onto China. And Anzaya, you mentioned that already.
And imagine.
So isn't that? I think it's the Trans-Siberian Railway or something like that.
Yeah.
How many hours?
Journey.
The journey.
I think it takes like 7 days.
It takes about I think it's 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Yes, 7 days maybe.
Yeah.
7 days. Long journey.
Very long.
Very long. Yeah. I'm talking about some hours. I mean, almost 12 hours. For 7 days, I can't. Even more than 1 day.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I've heard that if for that trip, the Trans-Siberian Railway, that if you are the type of person that does not like to talk to strangers and does not like to do small talk, don't do it. Because I
like to talk with people, but 7 days it's very, very long. I mean, we don't have much time. So you know, when you you have short time in your vacation, 2 weeks. So you should use this time. I mean, to maybe see a lot of places, and that's the idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my plan when I moved to Finland in 1998, my plan was to stay there for 1 year, and at the end of that year, I was going to going to take the train to Moscow, and then take that railway, and then go through Asia, and then go back to the States. And instead, I stayed in Finland for 11 years, so it didn't happen. So, okay, so let's talk about this, everyone. What positive aspects of train travel are mentioned in the text? So help me make these notes. So Natalie, do you remember what are some positive aspects of train travel? Anyone?
It's easy to security check.
Okay.
And also more relaxable.
Mm-hmm.
More comfortable.
More comfortable, yeah.
You can see the natural, I mean the cloud, not only enjoy the natural, yeah.
You can enjoy the view too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe about the security. They say that
the food and relaxing, more relaxing, enjoy more relaxing
Better
than
food.
the airplane. Better food.
More relaxing, better food.
Is this shorter than going, for example, by flight? I mean, by plane?
No, it's longer than the plane. Yeah.
But if you can compare, for example, if you're gonna you go to the airport, go through customs and do all this stuff, is going to take more than with the train, you know.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if I went last year to Scotland, it took me 3 hours. If I were in a plane, it would take 4 or 5 hours because I need to be there 2 hours before and then stay there an hour more. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So in the end, it's better.
Yeah,
I think for the time is the airplane is it's better. I mean, sometimes 1 hour for 1,000 kilometers by the airplane, it takes maybe 1 hour. By the subway or the railway, maybe it take 4 hours or 5 hours.
Yeah. So I think it depends on the situation, because like normally a bus would be faster, but like if you travel from Tampere in Finland, where I lived, to Helsinki, you can fly, which takes an hour to fly. You can take the train, which is very quick. But if you're going to the airport, the quickest way is taking the bus. And so because it goes straight to the airport instead of going into the Helsinki city center. So I think every type of traveling is you know, depends on the situation and where you're going. All right.
The express one, you know, from London airport to the London, there is express metro. It takes maybe 20 minutes, but if you use the normal one, it will take 1 hour or more. So the express is there is no stops in the station in the way. That's why.
Yeah. So I think it really depends. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's look at some of these definitions of these phrases. We've got a train aficionado. And indignity makes you feel. If a place is cramped, so we're gonna finish the sentences. Unappetizing food. If you are pampered, or if one is attentive, she or he. So a train aficionado. What one is that?
Like Train 3 months. Yeah. The first one.
Yes. Likes trains very much. A train aficionado likes trains very much. Okay. Number 2, let's Anzaya, what do you think? An indignity makes you feel what?
Feel lonely, right? And feel is negative, generally negative, right?
Yeah. So which one? Embarrassed, lonely, or bored?
Oh.
Bored.
What do you guys think?
Embarrassed.
Bored.
The answer is actually embarrassed. The indignity makes you feel embarrassed because, you know, if you have somebody, some lady having to touch you, you know, and stuff like that, it's embarrassing. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so if a place is cramped, which one is it? The air pressure is very high, there is not much space, or you feel uncomfortable?
There's no, I think.
Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay, but also I agree with that. There is not much space.
You feel uncomfortable also.
Yeah, you also feel uncomfortable. So.
If the space there is no much space, you will feel uncomfortable.
Exactly.
The result, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm heavy set, and I remember one time I was on the airplane, and the guy it was between Netherlands, Amsterdam, and Memphis, Tennessee, and I ended up kind of sitting sideways next to the window because the guy next to me was a really big guy, so it was like he took it up. It was very, very uncomfortable. So thankfully he was a nice guy to talk to, or it would have been terrible. So if you are pampered, what, you are given a lot of food and drink, you are given a massage, you are looked after very well.
You are looked after very well.
Yes. The other two are actually work as well, but you are looked after very well is the best answer for this, okay? If someone is attentive, she or he, what, takes care of your needs, waits by you for instructions, or listens to you talking?
Takes care of your needs.
Yeah, and because they are listening and because they are waiting for instructions. So it is takes care of your needs, okay? So fill in the blanks with a word from exercise 4. Number 1, let's start with Natalie. Could you do that one?
Sorry, some people think that real snake looks bad. I really love this.
Okay.
Unappetizing?
Yes. Looks unappetizing.
Unappetizing.
I really love it. Okay. Does anybody here ever eaten grilled snake?
No.
No.
I haven't either.
But I heard someone who tried, and they say it's like fish.
Oh, okay. It's either like fish, beef, or chicken. It's like. Okay. Number 2, Khaled, could you read that one?
George loves being blank at the beauty spa. He really enjoyed the massage and mood bath. I think okay.
So he really.
One.
Which one?
Efficient.
No.
Sorry.
Pampered. Yes.
Pampered, yeah.
Okay, and this word right here, he really enjoys the massages. So try not to swallow the N. Some massages. Okay. Next one, Francisco. Can you do that one?
Janet is quite a fashion blank space. She likes to keep up with the latest styles.
Latest styles. Latest styles. Okay, and what word would that be? Anybody know?
Attentive.
Aficionado.
Aficionado.
Aficionado,
Yeah. This is the first time I've ever taught that word. Every other words I've taught before, but this is my first time on that one. Anyway, number 4. Araceli, can you read that one?
The children are always very attentive in class. No one looks out of the window or daydreams.
That's a dream class, isn't it?
Yes.
So
maybe
okay.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So Anzaya, number 5. Can you do that one?
My apartment is really cramped.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, my apartment is really cramped. I need to move somewhere else more spacious.
I agree with you. My place is really cramped too. Okay. Number 6. Francisco, could you do that one?
Did you hear about Peter latest? He was arrested for shoplifting.
Okay, so that would be his latest indignity.
Indignity, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. To me, an indignity is something that is done to you where if he was arrested for shoplifting, he did it to himself. So I wouldn't consider this an indignity for Peter, but
it depends. Maybe he didn't do anything and he was just being
true. So maybe he was falsely arrested for shoplifting. Or you could say, did you hear about Peter's parents' latest indignity? Peter was arrested for shoplifting. That's how I use the word. But anyway, let's go on. So, Araceli, can you choose a question and ask somebody in the class?
Natalie, if you could travel anywhere by train, where would you go?
I think I will go to Paris.
You would go to Paris?
Yeah, because I heard that here they got really good underground for that. It's like the Eurostars, like it's called. So I want to use that to go. Yeah. They said it's faster. It's really nice. So why not?
Yeah, I've heard good things about that too.
Yeah.
And that's basically the train under the English Channel. So, okay. All right, Natalie, can you choose a question and ask somebody in the class?
Sure. Francisco, do you think that train travel is more pleasurable than flying?
I don't think so. It's more slow and you boring and it's no pleasure.
So it is more slow and it is boring.
Yes. I prefer are in a cramped space in 3 hours that are in a spacious, but 8 or 9 hours.
Okay, so I would prefer to be in a cramped space for 3 hours than in a spacious place and have to be 8 or 9 hours. Very good answer. Okay. Yes. Francisco, can you ask somebody a question?
Araceli?
Yes.
Do you think your country has a good rail service?
Yes, actually, I think we have a really good rail service because we have had trains for a long time, but in the last 10 years, they made a lot of fast trains, special trains that are covering all the routes in the country. But they spent a lot of money on that, and now we have problems with because we have to pay for all that, and it was really expensive. But it became a really good service.
All right. Thank you. And Araceli, can you ask someone a question?
It's just Caleb. What's the longest trip you have made by train?
I think it's the longest one, maybe 1 hour or more inside the Turkey. So it seems to me the short. I used the train for inside the city. So the longest one, maybe 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And then, if you could ask Anzaya.
Yes, Anzaya, are there any luxury train routes in your country?
Not yet. In my country, don't have a luxury trains. My country's train is quality is generally average, I think.
I think the luxury is the old one or the traditional one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did anyone in the class their country has the luxury train?
I think the U.S.
Is there anyone?
Okay, Araceli?
Well, it was not exactly luxury train, but I tried these trains that you could sleep there. They were like beds in the train, but they were small. You had like a small suites, very small. But it was okay because you could travel during all the night, and for me it was comfortable. So I would board the train maybe at 10 p.m. and then in the morning the following day I would arrive to my destination, and you would just spend all the night sleeping. And it was okay, but some people found it really difficult to sleep there in the train because it was cramped and the movement and all the noise.
I took a train once from Austria to Germany. It was the capital city of Austria to Frankfurt, and it was about a 12-hour train ride. And my boss had booked me into given me a berth. And I was so uncomfortable, and I would have been more comfortable if I was sitting up in a seat than I would have been laying down. So, but thank you very much. I hope you guys learned some words and some phrases and got plenty of practice speaking English. And I want to thank you for your time and attention. And again, welcome to Verbling, Anzaya.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.
Very nice.
Bye.